So we have the image picker. Let's make sure we can upload it. And for this, if you Google for Firebase Flutter storage, you should find the Firebase storage Flutter package. And we already saw some Flutter Firebase packages. We saw the Cloud Firestore package and the Firebase Auth package. Cloud Firestore helped us with the Firestore database. Firebase Auth helped us with Firebase authentication. And Firebase Storage will help us with the Firebase Cloud Storage. Now, installing it again is fairly trivial. We just copy this dependency here and then go to our pubspec.yaml file and add it. Now, we already saw in the past that adding new projects typically doesn't work on the already running application, so we'll go ahead, close it, and restart it at this point already so that later it hopefully works. Now, with that, we added Firebase Storage. And I want to upload the image whenever the user picked an image, filled out the rest of the auth form, and pressed this submit button we have in the auth form. So therefore, we need to do one main thing. We need to make sure that the picked user image, which we're managing in this user image picker widget, is forwarded, is passed to the auth form, because that's where we ultimately collect all entered data and then again forwarded to the auth screen in the end with help of that submit fn property which we manage in the auth form. That's how we get all our auth data to the auth screen in the end. So we need to get the image to the auth form so that from there on we can forward it to the auth screen. Now, to get the picked image to the auth form, we can use the same approach we've used over and over throughout this course. We add a property to the user image picker widget, and that property will be a function which we can call from inside this widget, which we will get passed from outside the widget though. So here we add a new property, a new final property, which will be of type function, which I'll name image pickfn. The name is up to you though. This function will not return anything, but from an argument, from a parameter perspective, it will actually receive that picked image. It will receive a file picked image as an argument. And now we add the constructor of the user image picker, and there we make it clear that we expect to get a pointer at such a function as an argument. And we then bind this function we get as an argument to this image pick fn property. And since this is bound, and since we now have this property, we can call this function whenever an image was picked to let the surrounding form know about the image. So here, besides setting our state to preview the image, I will also call widget image pickfn and forward that picked image file. And now we need to go to the auth form, which is where we in the end use our user image picker, and pass such a function into that widget. So for that, we first of all need to define a new function here, which doesn't return anything, which I'll name picked image, or whatever you want to name it, which gets that image, which is of type file, and that file type, as you learned, needs to be imported from Dart.io, so make sure you add this Dart.io import here. And then here, we will receive that file, and I want to store it in a variable here. So user image file, that's my variable, and that will be of type file. And I simply set user image file equal to the image argument we're receiving here. So that stores the image that is picked in the user image picker in that property of the auth form state, so that we have it available once we try to submit this form. Because when we do try to submit here, I want to check if the form is valid and if we have a user image file. So if that is unequal to null, because if it would be equal to null, no image was picked yet. And actually, I'll not do this here in this step. Instead, I'll add another step here where I check if user image file is equal to null maybe, which means the user did not pick an image. In this case, we can return here to avoid that the other part here gets executed, because I don't want to submit the form. I don't want to continue if no image was picked. And instead, we might want to show an error to the user. We might want to let the user know about the fact that we didn't find a valid image. And we could use the good old snack bar for this with scaffold off context. And here we can use this context, show snack bar, and create a snack bar in here where the content is simply a text widget where we say, please pick an image. Also note that we of course only care about the image if we are in sign up mode. So we should add something to the if check. We should make sure whether we have an image or not, and if we're not in login mode. Because if we would be in login mode, we don't care about the image. We only care about it if we're not in login mode, if we are signing up. But if we are signing up, we should validate this. We should check if we have an image, and then we should show an error if we have no image. We can also set the background color here to theme off context error color to color that snack bar appropriately. So with that, we should avoid that an invalid form gets submitted. Now, of course, one missing piece is still that we wire up this picked image function to our user image picker. So we should forward that picked image function to that user image picker. So pass it as an argument to that constructor here. And don't add parentheses here because indeed we just want to pass a pointer to that function, to user image picker. So with that, we don't have the upload yet, but the rest should be wired up. And if I try to create a new account and I enter, let's say, a valid email address, and everything is valid here, and I press sign up, I do get that please pick an image error here, because I indeed have no image. And only if I do pick an image, I should be able to submit this. So let's give this a try. Now you see that works. But of course it works without actually uploading that image. And that's not our goal here. The image should be uploaded. So let's now work on the actual upload functionality.